It's been another big week in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator. In this video, we have all the big updates for the aircraft in November, as well as the latest news from World Update number 15 and Sim Update number 14. So let's jump into the video. Kicking off this week's previews and announcements, Aerosoft this week provided a brief update of their in-development A330. The team have been working through a bunch of code fixes for many loose ends lately, including settings and performance of the aircraft. They've also been working on the aircraft's engines, including the sounds. The team mentions that the 3D model is now at its final stages of being completed. The lateral tracking bug for the autopilot that the team showed pictures of a little while ago that was being given them some grief has now been resolved. And Aerosoft is now focusing on the A330's ability to calculate live data, including the route, the speed, vertical, climb, and descent. As usual, the updates from Aerosoft are very short, and there's no details of when we may see the A330 in our sims just yet. Just Flight this week provided a new update of their latest in-house project, which is the Vulcan. The team is finalizing the sound set for the Vulcan at the moment, and we should see that video from the team very soon. Recent work on the project has been done on the internal and the external lighting and some life improvements on the EFB. The team recently come across some new data of the aircraft, so they've been able to improve and create a more realistic lighting locations. The cockpit lighting is controlled by 20 light controls, and the external lighting is controlled by 8 lighting controls. The EFB have seen some significant changes to the improvement and the ease of the use of the EFB, as Just Flight have been adding some new features to it, such as camera views and radio panels. Just Flight's next update about the Vulcan should include a video of the Vulcan sound set and more detailed tutorials after that. Aerodynamics, this is the team that is developing the freeware DC-10. This week they have dropped their quarterly development update for the project. This will be the last update we hear from the team this year. Since the last update, the team have been working on the details in some key areas of the exterior model, such as the engines and the engine cowlings. They've also been working on ground service panels, cabin panels, air input refueling panels, and probably more panels. Some other work has been done on the inside when it comes to the landing gear bays as well. When it comes to the aircraft internal model, the team has started reworking the texture model to overhaul to reach to a high quality of standard that they are striving for. The team showcased some hydraulic system action over on their Discord channel in a little video, which looks to be very detailed, but it's still in its early stages. Throughout the next few months until the next update, the team plans on focusing on cockpit textures, visual effects of the aircraft states, and more improvements on the exterior and visual improvements. The next update we should see from Aerodynamics will be around about February 2024. Aeroplane Heaven this week announced they are planning on bringing the Hawker Hurricane to Microsoft Flight Simulator. The team is fairly versed when it comes to this aircraft, as they reproduced it in other simulators a few years ago, such as FSX and P3D. The team mentioned they plan to have the Hawker released before Christmas and plan to have it available in the InSim marketplace as well. A little more development work needs to be done by the team, but Aeroplane Heaven mentions the project is nearly there. Aeroplane Heaven is also developing the Lancaster at the moment, but we haven't seen any updates on this for a couple of months, but it looks like it's well on the way. Apex Gaming PCs and the Oz Flight Simmer channel have partnered up to create a range of gaming flight simmer PCs tailored to flight simulation pilots in mind. The private pilot and the commercial pilot range has been designed to provide a great frame rates if you are on a budget, or if you're an experienced simmer and want to take your simming to the next level. You can even customize to suit your virtual pilot needs. Links in the description below if you want to check out the new range of Oz Flight Simmer PCs, the private pilot and the commercial pilot. Taxiing over to this week's release news, and Aero Simulations this week released their latest aircraft, which is the T6 Texan II. The Texan II is a tandem seat turbo military trainer that's been used across many different military forces as a trainer. Some of these have been the US Air Force and Navy. It first flew in 1998 and went into production in 2001, and 850 plus of these have been built and still in service and in production today. Aero Simulations were very brief when it comes to the feature list of the T6 Texan II, and from what we can see, the team mentions that the T6 has stunning realistic visuals with high attention to detail, precise flight dynamics, a wealth of options including a variety of liveries and features, and also has a user-friendly interface. And speaking of T6s, Blackbird Simulations is also developing a T6, which will be an older version of this one, so will be spoiled for choice when it comes to the T6 aircraft in the future. For now, you can pick up your copy of Aero Simulations T6 directly from their website, and sometime soon it will be in the InSim marketplace. I'll leave a link in the description below. We missed this last week as we took a brief break when it comes to videos, but we thought it was worth mentioning even though it's a week late. But unless you've been living underneath a Flight Sim Rock, FS Reborn has released its very much anticipated M500 aircraft. The M500 is a series of aircraft that have been in production since 1979. It's still in production today. The M500 is an updated version of its predecessor, which is the Meridian, and comes with updated avionics suite, which we see with the FS Reborn's version of the aircraft. The aircraft is a single engine that caters for 1 pilot and 5 passengers, and features include with the FS Reborn M500 is a realistic flight model tested by real-world pilots, compilation fluid dynamics fully implemented into the flight model, realistic night lighting, exterior lighting, and ambient lighting inside the cabin, highly accurate 3D models and animations including opening doors, chocks, propellers, covers, security, cones, and ground power unit. Ground operation simulations such as it has its own fuel truck and passenger vehicles that come out just like sort of GSX, but a different version of it. Unique passenger behavior simulations in the flight so you can see what your passengers are doing, and custom physics simulations. The M500 comes with a EFB tablet to control all these options, has a fully custom coded checklist, 4K PBR textures, 90 operated circuit breakers, custom systems including pressurized climate control, custom ITT simulations, and more. There is many features that come with this release that I haven't mentioned here, but you can pick up your copy of the FS Reborn M500 directly from the InSim marketplace. Our next release for this week is from TFDI, as they released their MD-11 Collector's Edition as a very early access phase product. This was a release for 1,000 simmers who purchased the Collector's Edition last December. These simmers have the opportunity to experience the MD-11 and provide feedback to the team about the performance and bug squashing. This early access marks the start of a minimum of 60 days exclusivity period to the Collector's Edition, which means we won't see the next stage until early next year. The next stage of the release is set to be a pre-sale adopters before the extended simulation package releases in the middle of Q2 2024. Over on the TFDI Designs MD-11 Progress website, the current project is at a 75.25% feature complete at the time of this video. I'll leave a link in the description to the page if you want to go and take a look and check out the progress of the MD-11. If you are enjoying the video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We are on the road to hit 100,000 subscribers. We'd love to have you on board as we hit this milestone sometime in the near future. Thank you very much for your support. Moving over to this week's Flight Sim development news, the Microsoft team this week released its 15th installment of World Updates. This update is for the Nordic region, covering Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. The update stretches to the Faroe Islands and both the Greenland self-governing countries within the Kingdom of Denmark. Gaia Simulations and Orbex are some of the partners that the Microsoft team partnered up for this installment of the World Update. The update includes high-resolution DEM updated for Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, fresh and updated aerial imaging and satellite data for the entire region, 5 handcrafted airports, pretty much 1 airport for each country, 10 upgraded cities, 5 of these are in Denmark, 4 of these are in Sweden, and 1 is in Norway, 90 handcrafted points of interest, 4 discovery flights, 3 landing challenges, and 3 bush trips. World Update number 15 is available for everyone, and it is available for free, and you can pick it up over in your content manager. And along with this update, we did see some fixes and updates to New Zealand and Canada World Updates. Along with this World Update number 15, Microsoft released its 13th installment of the local legend aircraft, this one being the Saab B17A. The Saab 17 is a Swedish single-engine 2-seater dive bomber. This was the first aircraft produced by Saab, the company, and was an integral part of the company's early growth back in the day. First flew in 1940, produced between 1941 to 1944, with 326 of these have been built. No feature list by Microsoft on the release page, other than it has 7 liveries. Sim Update 14 is well on the way. A new beta build was released this week to the people that are testing this version. The new version is 1.35.14.0. This version beta comes with a bunch of fixes, including weather fixes, G1000 NXI fixes, multiplayer fixes, and some more fixes to the H4, the Spirit of St. Louis, and also the Wright Flyer. Sim Update 14 is still on schedule to release on the 5th of December, along with a Famous Flyer number 8, which I don't think has been announced of what aircraft that will be. Moving over to this week's backlog list news. This week, the list for new products on the backlog has had a total drop of 5 products. It's now sitting at 320 from last week. Aircrafts are down by 4, with 15 products being tested by third-party testers at the moment, so we should expect to see some new aircraft in the marketplace in the next couple of weeks, or sometime soon anyway. Missions are up by 2, sceneries are up by 42. Most likely this is a bunch of night lighting products on the way. Liveries are down by 20, airports are down by 9, and the other category where everything gets smashed into is down by 16. Switching over to this week's marketplace news, as we mentioned just before, when it comes to aircraft in the video, there has been a release from the Microsoft team with the Sabre 17. Other releases this week is the English Electric from Rava, Avis Sims, and a KF-21 and an SU-75 from MS Sceneries. As always, they are smashing out multiple aircraft. The Nardi F1333 Riviera from Mario Noriega Designs, hopefully I said that correctly, that released on PC not long ago, and now it's available on the marketplace. As always, when it comes to aircraft and other product purchases, do your own homework when it comes to the marketplace or other places, because it may, just because it's on the marketplace doesn't mean it's going to be the quality add-on that you are looking for. So always worth doing your own research. The remainder of the product releases for this week on the marketplace is made up of 12 livery packs, 2 environmental packs, and 20 airports. If you missed out on our last recent video about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 with a November update, I will leave a link here and you can check that one out, and consider liking and subscribing if you haven't, and we will see you on the next video.